What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, talking today about Google Stadia, because it turns out that this service is a giant dumpster fire, because over the course of the last couple hours, a bunch of gaming websites from all across the planet have started to release their early technical reviews, basically seeing how this service actually works, and it turns out it doesn't. This program is very clearly unfinished, but what's really hilarious to me is after reading a ton of these different reviews, almost everybody uses the same word, which is unplayable. Literally saying that if you buy a game only on Stadia, there's a good chance that you will never beat it. Now personally, I was very much on the fence with Google Stadia from the very start. The concept of it is incredibly interesting. Just the idea of a digital future, the fact that instead of actually having a console right here in my hands with processors inside of it to just try and predict what's going on the screen, the idea of processing things locally going away, that is a pretty revolutionary idea, but we're just not there yet. I mean, not to be a little bit bleak, but that is something that won't be ready for another 10 or 15 years. Infrastructure is not ready for the idea of supercomputers 100 miles away throwing together an entire digital universe and then throwing it out of your cell phone. I mean, let's just face it, this stuff is not done, but they're trying to charge you in order to develop it. To be honest, before these reviews came out, I still was kind of thinking about the idea of maybe buying Google Stadia because I just kind of wanted to see it for myself. I like the idea of maybe getting that cool controller and just plugging it in and playing a couple games just to see if it was really my style. And yeah, after seeing this, I am definitely not buying this, and neither should you. So I want to go through a couple of these reviews piece by piece to try and talk about why this is just such a completely utter failure. But I want to start off with definitely the funniest detail, which is this obviously just does not work. First and foremost, let's take a look at this screenshot. I'm going to put this right here up in the middle of the screen. This is from the newest Tomb Raider game, and it was a game that actually was incredibly gorgeous. It had some very, very cutting-edge graphics. But when you see it on Google Stadia, it is so pixelated, it is literally difficult to tell where the gooey mess of sea of little images ends and where the real Laura begins. This is a swimming garbage heap. And you know what's unfortunate? This happens a lot. Just as a comparison, let me show you, this is what the game looks like when I played it on an Xbox One S. Not even the most powerful console on the market, and it looks 1,000 times better than if you tried to play this on Stadia. That is my number one issue, is the fact that these games just don't play great. And unfortunately, it sounds like the more you try and use it, the more it really kind of fights back against you. If you were trying to play something like Destiny 2, this is certainly one of the games that they were trying to boast about the most. The idea of having a massively multiplayer online shooter on their always online service, it is a good thing to try and brag about. But the issue is, it is really, really bad. And keep in mind, this is only with like 100 people in the entire world currently playing Stadia. That is mind-blowing to think about. This does not work in its current state. Imagine if it had a proper server load. Let me read you this quote. Definitely, of all the reviews I read, there was one by PC Gamer that I think was definitely the most fair and balanced. She talked about the things she liked and was very, very harsh on the things that she disliked. But there's this quote right here that I like. It said, "The pixelation and stuttering made it hard to see and aim, and often I found myself trying to compensate for the lag by moving less. Stadia is just like the other cloud gaming platforms I've tried. Often great for single player, terrible for multiplayer if your internet isn't up to snuff." What the heck? Now, keep this in mind. I am saying this as somebody who has a fantastic internet connection. I pay for the best high-speed stuff I can find in this area, which is like the middle of Dallas, because obviously I upload a lot of YouTube videos and I play a lot of stuff online, like, well, I play Destiny and I play a lot of World of Warcraft. I pay for a very good internet connection, but one of my concerns was that data caps do exist. You may not even know that you're having to deal with this, but basically if you read the fine print of your internet service plan, you'll notice that not only are you able to have certain speeds or download a certain amount of content, there is an actual bandwidth data cap, where if you use too much data, it will throttle you or sometimes even stop your internet. And this uses about 20 gigs of data every single hour. And that is if you are playing standard definition games, just like 1080p stuff, not even 4K stuff, just literally 1080p single player games. 20 gigabytes an hour. If you were to try and live in a Stadia future, a time where you are going to try and get rid of your consoles, you're getting rid of your PC, and now from now on you're only going to be gaming on Stadia, it is impossible. You would hit the data cap before you could even finish a single game. What the heck? But let's actually dig into the real crazy stuff. There are certain details in here that are so archaic. Like, one of the craziest things is how you set it up. So I decided to write a step-by-step thing here of how they instructed you setting up Google Stadia. Basically what you do is, the first thing you do is you have to get everything and plug it into your television if you're going to be playing with the Google Chromecast, or that's what they actually include it with. It makes it where you can stream it directly onto your television. So the first thing you do, well, you're going to be getting this and you have to go and download the Stadia app, set up your account, sync it with the Wi-Fi, and then sync it again with the Chromecast. Now that you've managed to set everything up, only Wi-Fi, if you actually plug in an Ethernet, it breaks everything, then the next thing you have to do is sync everything back into the phone again. So you have to get the controller, sync it to the phone, sync it to your account, sync it to the Wi-Fi, sync it to the TV, sync it to the Chromecast. Then, once that's done, you can play. Oh wait, there is actually a million things that you're still only going to be able to use on the phone app. If you actually try and play this on a TV, practically nothing works. Oh, do you want to try and mess with the resolution? Well, then get out your phone. Oh, you want to try and buy a game? Bring! Hello, bitch. It's me, Google Stadia. Oh, do you want to try and let your friends play some multiplayer? Oh, you want to try and sync up their controller? Well, you gotta get out your phone. No matter what, you have to constantly mess with your phone, even if you're not playing this with your phone. I mean, why can you not just put anything on the screen? Why can't I do anything through the Google Stadia itself? By far the most ridiculous aspect of all this, and the main reason that I am extremely glad I am not paying a penny for this garbage, is that there is a bunch of features that they promised would be in this, and they aren't. Like, straight up, there are parts of this service that are still in development. They advertised them, they put them in their commercials, they talked about it during all their, interviews, but they don't exist. I wrote down a list. Oh, you want to do the family sharing plan? Nope, that's not done. Oh, do you want to try and play it wirelessly? Well, wireless play only works with certain devices. Like, you can't actually sync your controller up. Oh, what else do we got here? Achievements? I'm sorry, achievements are illegal. Oh, do you want to try and use, cloud saves? Nope, sorry, those are not yet finished. So what is it that you could do? Well, basically, only play the games that are currently part of the premium package. You can't buy stuff solo, you can't actually do so much. And you know what really kills me the most? By far the most ridiculous aspect, and the reason that I hope that this completely flops, the major issue I have right now is that if you're playing this thing, it is still worse. Every single thing I actually read about talked about input delay, graphical dips. Just literally trying to play the games is an annoying negative experience. A lot of people actually reported the same glitch over and over again, which is audio cutouts. If you're actually just trying to play the games and you're actually having some really cool cutscenes or enjoying some giant sweeping music, there is a 90% chance it will randomly cut out, stutter, or straight up stop. How is it that your game is just so incomplete that you're able to stream what I'm looking at and sort of what I'm playing, but not what I'm listening to? If I'm being really brutally honest here, I think that what Google should have done more than anything is they should have launched this as a paid beta program. They should have said, this is early access. If you want to be on the ground floor of a streaming future that'll be ready in 2 or 3 years, here's your chance. And I think that a lot of people would have absolutely been down for that. I actually stumble upon videos occasionally of people saying that they are incredibly excited for Google Stadia. And to you people, congrats! I'm just going to be playing the best versions of games on my PC, on my game consoles, and just having a blast. Without data caps, without internet connections, without any of the BS. Okay, well these have just been my random off-the-cuff thoughts after reading so many of these hilariously bad reviews. Google, you messed up. But you might be able to climb your way back out of the hole. But let's face it, you're not. This is just another Google Glass. Oh my gosh. Well, thanks so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep keep dreaming. Okay, I'm actually playing Shenmue 3 right now. I'm doing a giant Shenmue 3 video, I don't know, sometime in the next 24 or 48 hours. Shenmue 3! Shenmue 3! Oh, I'm so excited. This is the best day of my life. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.